Hi DIYers, this is Michael from Alarm Grid, and today I'm going to be showing you how to add a user code to your 2 gig edge security system. Now, user code, its main purpose is to disarm the system. You can have up to 100 user codes on your 2 gig edge, and it's a great way to give everybody else their own code. So that way you can see who's disarming the system and who's not using the system. So that way you can give everyone their own code. It's great if you have multiple people in your household or if you have multiple people in your office. Give everyone their own code. Now, I'm not going to get into it too in depth, but only a limited number of users will be able to be set up for facial recognition or automatic Bluetooth disarming, but all of these users, all 100 of them, can have their own unique code for disarming the system the classic way. So with that out of the way, you see our 2 gig edge security system today. It is currently in an ARM state. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that a code doesn't work, and then I'm going to just disarm the system with a traditional master code, which is still at the default. And then I'm going to add the code, I'm going to rearm the system, and then I'm going to show you that new code that didn't work right now. It will work later once I add the code. So let's go through it. So we're at the main screen of our 2 gig edge, and you see it's currently Armstay. So we're going to disarm, and we're going to pull up the keypad because I can disarm with facial recognition. Better keep my head out of there because I think it's going to recognize me on there. And so I'm going to try the code 7777. And you see that's an invalid access code. It doesn't let me in. But we're going to add that code today. And so I'm going to do the master code, which is still at the default. And that's, you should change it, by the way. Don't keep your master code at the default. That's 1111. And there we go, we disarmed the system, but we couldn't do it with the code that we wanted to. We're going to go and add that code to the system right now, that 7777. Okay, so we're at the main screen of our 2 gig edge. We're going to click the small settings icon in the bottom right corner. We're going to keep my head out of the way. We're going to get in with master code 1111. Okay, and now we're at the settings screen. And we're going to choose users. And looks like we have we the people added on there, but let's add another one. Okay, let's just do test today. And we'll make that 7777. There we go. And then we choose next in the bottom right, and it's going to ask us to confirm the code. We just enter in the same code again, and we're going to do 7777. And we'll do next. And now we can set up facial recognition if we want to. I'm not going to do that today. We have other content that shows you how to set up the facial recognition feature. It's very easy on the 2 gig edge. You just have to position your head correctly, and you can set that up for facial recognition disarming. And if it's the master user, you can even use that to get into the master's level settings. But we're not going to do that for today. We're going to skip that. And then we can also assign a Bluetooth device for automatic Bluetooth disarming. Again, I'm not going to do that right now, but we have some content on that if you're interested in setting that up. We just want to set up the user code for today. So, okay, we're going to skip that. And then you see our user is created, and we have this summary screen, our display name of test, our access code. We did not set up facial recognition, and we did not set up Bluetooth disarming. We can always go back and do that later if we want to, so that's a good option. But we're going to press done for now, and you see we have our user test right there. And we're just going to go back out to the main screen here. Just back out. And we're going to, we'll do Armstay. And we're just going to wait for that to expire. I'll see if I can say a little bit of things while that's going on. But remember that you can have up to 100 user codes on the 2 gig edge. There's lots of ways for disarming the system. You can do the automatic Bluetooth disarming. You can do the facial recognition. You can enter in a code, classic. You can go on alarm.com if the system's monitored and set up with that service. You can use the alarm.com mobile app or the alarm.com website on a compatible web browser, and you can disarm the system through those means as well. But being able to give each user their own user code all the way up to 100, certainly, it's unlikely that you would have that many users using the system. But if you have a large family, you have a business, then those are great options for adding multiple codes. You can give your spouse their own code, maybe your independent child their own code if they're a teenager, and there's lots of ways. And then you can see who's controlling the system and when. There is an event log, which I might show you that at the very end of the video. But so you see, I managed to fill enough time to get that to go away. So our system is armed again. So let's try that code that didn't work earlier, that 7777. Let's do the disarm. I can keep my head out of the way, and we're going to get the keypad. And now we're going to do 7777. And you see that now the code does disarm the system. So we successfully added that new user code, that test user, to the system. And now if I just want to show you the event log real quick. If I click up here, the 2GIG logo in the upper right, you see the history. I can see the system was disarmed by test via the pin. That's an extra feature right there, and even took a disarm photo. So it shows that I didn't use facial recognition for that. I actually used a pin, and it shows which user did it. And you can also see earlier the master user and that I failed to disarm earlier. So that's a great menu if you're just looking for the history of the system and to see which user was controlling the system. Again, it's just the 2GIG logo in the upper right and then history right there. So very easy to access. You don't even need a code as long as you're at the main screen there. So that is how you add a user to the 2GIG Edge. You can have up to 100 users. If you have any questions about the 2GIG Edge security system or about alarm monitoring services, send an email to support@alarmgrid.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up below to like the video, and remember to subscribe to our channel for updates on future videos. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.